Ci sono barche che resistono al passare del tempo e nel corso degli
There are boats that resist the passing of time, and over the years, thanks to the restylings, they continue to have more and more success until they become icons. Like this Cranchi Endurance 30. This is the latest evolution, and they called it E30 Endurance. This is the most recent version, a facelift made on the same printed parts of the previous model. Aldo Cranchi designed the Endurance line in the 1980s. Since then, 40 years have passed. Trends and generations have come and gone, and yet this type of Italian motorboat continues to be successful. E30 is modern, in style, in accessories, but above all practical, comfortable, well organised, and that is precisely why it continues to please. On this hull that is almost 10 metres long overall, you have everything. Cranchi has changed all its models, and even smaller boats like this one have benefited from the renewal. Do not pay attention to the colours of this model, which are extreme, because you can choose different ones. The upholstery is one of the most striking elements. The mat in the bow is wide, but leaves the right amount of space for a walk-around passage. This colour contrast brings out the speakers. The window on the deck mirrors the one on the side. Towards the stern, the engine room air intake is preceded by a recess that facilitates the entry of the flow. Two dashboards emerge vertically for perfect reading from the navigation bridge. Above there are analogue clocks, and below the digital displays, a redundancy that I like. There are USB sockets and the wireless charging station for the smartphone. The colours of the Italian flag remind us that this is completely an Italian product, designed by the Cranchi Research and Study Centre, with the collaboration of Christian Grande, and was produced in the Cranchi shipyard in Italy. The bow propeller is useful because we only have one engine.
Questo sembra un unico divanetto.
This looks like one single sofa, but in reality the seats are independent. It is very safe because the backrest is high and it also protects laterally, and it moves forward to give a little more space to the living area. Behind the driver's sofa there is a storage pocket, there is an open compartment under the seats and another small locker on the starboard side. In the living area there is room for 6 people. In the centre the table is enriched with a bottle holder. We have sunbathing areas forward and aft, but we can also get another one in the centre of the hull by lowering the table and adding a cushion. The cockpit is completed by the kitchen furniture, whose top is moulded with storage compartments. Under there is the sink and the grill, and lower down the fridge. The fenders are put up on the left side, this way solving the problem of their stowage. A gate closes the passage towards the stern. The whole deck area is surrounded by handrails. Even the stern deck is equipped with them. An obvious yet rare solution. The swimming platform is very large, which contributes into making this model even more comfortable. It's an important area, and it was a good choice on their part to enhance it, both with its dimensions and with the teak cladding. The swimming ladder is retractable and includes comfortable handles to help get back on board. To get some shade, you can wear a micro-perforated awning between 4 carbon fibre headlights.
Non è facile realizzare ambienti ariosi sotto coperta.
It's not easy to create airy environments below deck on boats of this type, but there are 6 lighting entries, some of which can be opened, and then there is the plexiglass door. The alternation of light and dark colours gives a greater sense of depth to the environment. The table set against the bulkhead prevents objects from falling. This dinette becomes a double berth with a very long side, 220 centimetres. therefore also suitable for those who are very tall. There is another 1.5 berth that seems ideal for children, or simply can be used as a stowage area. On the sides of the mattress there are storage compartments. Next to the descent ladder below deck we find additional storage cabinets. Other countermoulded lockers are located under the sofas. In the bathroom, the maximum height is 190 centimetres, and on the ceiling there is an openable porthole. On the Cranchi website, you can set up the E30 Endurance by choosing the colours of the hull and exploring the Cranchi Atelier, a tailor's shop for the customisation of your boat. Before heading out, let's open the engine room. It's an important operation. Here the bilge is counter-moulded, so if there is a leak of oil, fuel or water infiltration, we can see it immediately. Let's test the Cranchi E30 Endurance with a gas stern drive, a Volvo Penta V8 350 horsepower 8-cylinder V engine. The propulsion is the usual Volvo Penta Duo prop. The alternative might be a diesel engine, Volvo Penta D4 with 320 horses. To bring it on ploughing mode, I lower the flap to help find a better and faster running trim even at low speed. Looking back at the trail, we realise that at already 10 knots we're planing. The fuel tank is 3/4 full, while the water tank is filled 100%. It's a cold winter day, the waters are calm and there's no wind. The hull is the same as the previous versions of the Endurance 30 designed by Aldo Cranchi. We're at 20 knots, the flaps help us keep the bow immersed, which can certainly be ideal when we find some waves. Yet now we are removing them because I prefer to have a slightly higher angle of attack, with a high bow, so to feel the hull riding better on the water. We're at 20 knots and to travel a mile we need 1.7 litres of fuel. The engine is 4,200 RPM, cruising speed 25 knots, fuel consumption is unchanged. It always remains 1.7 litres for every mile of navigation. If you opt for the diesel version, at these speeds you could save about 3 litres every 10 miles. Do the math to figure out which engine is best suited for you on the radius of your navigations. Here we came across some waves. The speed is now 30 knots, engine at 4,850 RPM.
Molto agile in virata.
It is very sharp in turns, which is oblivious, being a motorboat that is fun to drive.
Con questa agilità, anche se non avete esperienza al timone, vi divertite sicuramente senza preoccupazioni.
With this level of sharpness, even if you have no experience at the helm, you will certainly have fun without having to worry if the weather conditions are not demanding. When the sea is calm and you have so much power and such a brilliant speedboat at your disposal, then full throttle.
Let's
give it a little trim. We let it pitch a little more, but we also manage to gain speed.
Siamo al massimo dei giri motore e al massimo della velocità.
We're at a maximum engine RPM and maximum speed, 37 knots for the Cranchi E30 Endurance.